Through the MOAA Scholarship Fund, we provide interest-free loans as well as grants to military children who are pursuing a 2- or 4-year degree or attending a trade school. Since the inception in 1948 of the Scholarship Fund, we have provided more than $165 million to more than 17,000 students.
We found really quickly last fall after our visits to these schools that, we really probably should have planned a little better money-wise. We have some set away, but we really should have done a better job. So that's when we really started thinking hard about the scholarship monies. Being military, always knew about MOAA for the 26 years I was in. When I Googled military family scholarships to pursue, they're at the top of the list.
Our scholarship fund started in 1948, all the way back when we were the Retired Officers Association of America, or TROA. And it was really a recognition among the leadership at TROA at that time that children of military families had some distinct disadvantages. As you move around as a military member and you move from place to place, you endure the hardships associated with deployments and everything for your family. And so there was recognition that we need to help those military children.
It's been challenging sometimes, moving so many different places, making new friends every other year, and learning how to change between different sorts of classes and programs at different schools. But there are definitely upsides. I got to meet a lot of different people. I got to learn about cultures that I never would have known about if I just stayed in one place my whole life.
So now today, the Military Officers Association, MOAA, who is an association of officers, but not an association just about officers, continues to recognize that these military children need help. And so for all of the military community, family, children of those folks, we want to be able to help and recognize that from a scholarship perspective and from an educational perspective, we can do great work to help that military community and those children out.
I think the important part here is the interest-free loan component. We all know, if you've ever paid money back on a loan, that the interest can be quite high, and these students are so grateful for the opportunity to not have to pay that interest, but also knowing that when they do pay it back, that it's going to a student who's coming after them. One of the things that we pride ourselves on as well is that we're increasing the number of students every year we can give money to, and the grant component is also something we're really proud of. We help more than 1,000 students a year, giving out around anywhere between $8 to $11 million to these students. This last year, almost every student in the program received a grant, which is not something we've been able to do historically. And so that's a big thanks to our donors and people who support the program. We're able to do things like that.
VCU is an expensive school. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's very expensive. Luckily, again, with another great military benefit that my dad was able to provide for me was his post 9/11 GI Bill, which should cover most of my, if not all of my first year tuition, which is great, but there's still a ton of fees and a ton of other expenses that we have to account for. That's the reason we've been applying to so many scholarships. The biggest cost right now is room and board, and then also food. I could not be more grateful for this opportunity, and it's gonna really, really help me in terms of covering costs.
It has a huge impact on me. My first year of college, I was kind of shocked, like, wow, college is really expensive. So the MOAA scholarship is helping me a ton. I have an interest-free loan, and I have a little bit of scholarship money, which will help me buy books and pay for my dorm and pay for tuition. It's going to be wonderful.
When we think of our role at MOAA and what we do, the opportunity for us to positively impact the military community, pay it forward, and allow the next generation of folks to take their place in society and hopefully continue to support the military community is pretty special. So through the Scholarship Fund in particular, our ability to help the children of those military families and become the next generation in the military community is pretty powerful and extremely rewarding.